Okay, so this is one of those incredible stories of transformation, taking us all the way from the stage to the storefront. We're going to dive into how one of music's biggest stars built an empire founded not just on, business, but on a really deep sense of purpose. I mean, think about it. How does a man at the absolute peak of his fame, the voice behind an anthem for a whole generation, Dil Dil Pakistan, just decide to pivot to a life of quiet entrepreneurship? This is the big question behind the brand we all know as Jay. And our story really kicks off right here, in 2002. We're on the bustling Tariq Road in Karachi, and a single, kind of small shop opens its doors, and it would end up changing everything. To really get the brand, you first have to understand the man and his pretty amazing journey from Popstar to pioneer.
And look, this wasn't just some simple career change, no way. This was a complete 180 of his life's purpose. He literally walked away from the glamour of showbiz and the roar of packed concerts to find a new calling in the world of business.
So, the big question is, how did this super personal journey spark what turned out to be a revolutionary business idea? Let's take a look.
Junaid was looking around, right? And he saw this huge cultural shift happening. The younger generation, they were all about jeans and t-shirts. The traditional shalwar kameez, it was starting to feel a little outdated. He even found that when he wanted to wear one himself, he had to get it custom made, because nothing on the market had that modern simplicity he was looking for.
So his core mission became crystal clear. Make the shalwar kameez cool again. Fuse it with a modern style, and bring back that sense of pride in cultural dress for a whole new generation.
So he teams up with his friend Sohail Hamid Khan, who, very wisely, told him to use his own name for the brand. I mean, it made perfect sense. People knew him, they trusted him, they admired his style. And they started with a laser focus just on menswear, creating that simple, elegant, modern shalwar kameez that Junaid himself loved to wear.
And this is absolutely the key, right? The brand's identity wasn't cooked up in some boardroom. It was an authentic extension of him. His personal taste for those understated earth tones and crisp whites, that became the brand's signature look. In a market that's always chasing trends, that authenticity, it built immediate trust. When you walked into a J store, it felt like you were walking into Junaid Jamshed's personal closet.
The clothing line was a huge success, but honestly, that was just the beginning. The brand was about to expand into a totally new world, the world of fragrance.
And their expansion was so smart, so strategic. After they pretty much nailed menswear, they brought that same style to women and kids, launched a high-end designer line called Almira, and then they made their bold move into fragrance.
Now, the move into fragrances wasn't just a smart business decision. For Junaid, it was way deeper than that. It was rooted in his faith. He believed wearing perfume was a sunnah, a practice of the Prophet, and he felt this sense of duty to make that beautiful tradition accessible to everyone.
And their strategy here was just a masterclass. First, you get international quality by partnering with a famous German fragrance company, Symrise. Second, you keep the price affordable so the average person can buy it. And third, you wrap the whole thing in this meaningful story connected to faith and heritage. What a powerful combination.
And the results? I mean, it was just explosive growth. From their first official launch in 2011, fragrances just took off and became a massive category for the brand. They've launched over 90 different perfumes, creating these unique stories for each one, and even collaborating with national heroes like cricket legend Wasim Akram on scents that celebrate his incredible career. But the story of Junaid Jamshed and this remarkable brand he built, well, it was about to face its greatest and, sadly, most tragic test.
On December 7, 2016, his tragic death in a plane crash sent this huge shockwave of grief across the nation and really the world. It was a devastating loss, and it raised serious questions about the future of the brand he had poured his entire life into.
But what's so incredible is that the vision Junaid had built was so strong, so deeply embedded in the company's DNA, that his partners and his team were able to carry his legacy forward. The brand didn't just survive, it actually continued to thrive, expanding its reach all over the globe.
You see, what he left behind was so much more than just a company. It was a blueprint for cultural revival. It was a model for business innovation. I mean, they were one of the first in Pakistan to offer easy return policies. And above all, it was proof of the power of building a global brand on a foundation of authenticity, faith, and cultural pride. Junaid Jamshed's story gives us a powerful answer to that question. It shows us that when a business is built on a clear, heartfelt purpose, a why that goes way beyond just profit, its essence, its legacy, well,
It's a lot like the scent of a fine perfume. It can truly last forever.